9 after 9, the allegro maestoso, just with absolutely no hesitation. Can we just try that, please? Just the orchestra, 9 after 9. And yeah, good. That to get that answering back and forth between the horns and the strings. That's very, very good indeed.
Well, conductor listens, or should listen, on many different levels. There's the element of keeping balance. In opera, you have the internal balance of the orchestra, but you have to make sure that the singers are heard across the orchestra, and that's not such an easy thing, because in operas like by Verdi and Wagner, there's a lot of brass and a lot of noisy instruments, and you have to somehow measure everything, dose everything out. If the oboe is playing loudly, well, the trumpet has to play proportionately less so that we'll be still able to hear the oboe if the oboe's line is important. You know what I mean? And yet in the music, it might be written both forte, loud. It's not, doesn't work that way. You have to always find the balance. And I think that from the stage, I expect a lot of different things. I expect text clarity. I expect expression, conviction, that I see the thoughts in the eyes of the singers. So I'm listening for all those things as I'm conducting and going along, and expecting the right tempo, the right feel, the right groove from myself. So it sounds like a lot of things, but as you conduct for years and years and years, it becomes such a natural process that that's what the job is, really.
Clarinets and bassoons, we've got to be careful in this Allegro 38 that the ends of the bars, da-dee, da-dum, 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 da-dee, da-dum, da-dum, that we don't push because they're very, very far away, yeah? Gentlemen of the chorus, now this Macbeth Ove, there has to be a little bit of give and take. We're going to help you out in the orchestra for the rhythm of this, but what I need your help with is that on the long note you get static. You go Macbeth Ove, and then the second part of the bar is not convincing, and you sound like you're singing triplets. Okay. Now we're going to give you a little space to do that, but I need your cooperation on that, please. Okay.
Before you get to the orchestra alone rehearsals, hopefully you've had some contact with the singers and with the staging, so that when you get to the orchestra alone, you can give everything in your mind, and to them, to the musicians, a context, what we're trying to express. And of course, the orchestra alone rehearsals, you're dealing with so many, many different details. Getting the material together, playing together, balancing who's the protagonist at any given moment in the orchestra itself, giving a shape to the overall thing, getting tempos right. But the most important thing for me is just starting to give the orchestra a real feel for what the piece is about, what the atmosphere is. And in this case, when you're talking about Macbeth, there's a very particular atmosphere, and Verdi, with Shakespeare, always somehow grew as a composer, and in this piece it's so wonderfully evident. Then you get to something called Sitzprobe. The Sitzprobe, it's like a musical rehearsal, but with orchestra and singers. And you get an idea for tempos, for who needs what, how the breathing is really going to work of a singer. And the orchestra listens very, very, very carefully then, so that they can get a feel of what it's really going to be like later. Then, of course, you get the stage orchestra rehearsals, which are the key rehearsals for the conductor. Because if the conductor is a theatrical conductor, he's working on many different strands, the technical necessities of the orchestra, getting it together with all the different placements of the chorus, the soloists. And in this opera, Macbeth, there's a lot of chorus, so it's quite tricky sometimes. But also fusing the music with the stage and making it one. This is the most beautiful thing if you can achieve it, and very, very important to opera. When everything is melded together, that the drama, the music, the intention, the dynamics, I mean loud, soft, whispered, declaimed. All those details are sorted out and we're all singing from the same hymn sheet. It's a really quite wonderful thing. Macbeth is one of my favorite operas, and I don't exactly know why, but it's the combination of orchestral innovation, the many colors and the many silences of the piece. That's what's amazing. It's not only the music itself, but the silences in between the music are very eerie. I think Verdi has captured the world of the Macbeth family in this music. It's lurid, it's violent, it's extravagant, it's certainly dramatic. And then, of course, the Verdian trademarks of expansive melodies, and in this opera, rhythm is such an important element. Bite. Yeah, it has teeth.